Hello, I'm Colin with another story of Pitlochry's history. Today we're going to talk about the Black Castle of Moulin. In 1314, after the Battle of Bannockburn, Robert the Bruce granted all the lands of Athol to his brother-in-law, Sir Neil Campbell of Lochnaw, who had been constantly at his side through many years of battle and hardship. Sir Neil's son, Sir John Campbell of Lochnaw, succeeded to the lands and earldom of Athol, and in about 1326, some 7 years before his death at the Battle of Halidon Hill, Sir John built the Castle of Moulin on a crannog, that is, a man-made island, within the Lochan to the east of the village. The landing place for boats was at Balnadrum, where a causeway was uncovered in the mid-19th century. The castle, now a ruin, was nearly square, 24 metres by 23, originally with a round turret at each of its four corners. The castle was inhabited until 1500, the year of the Great Plague, An Galamor, in Scotland, when it is said that a messenger who had arrived there became suddenly ill, and the locals, fearing contamination, waited until all the occupants of the castle had died of the plague before firing on it with cannon to form a funeral cairn over the victims. The place has a sombre air about it, and it has long been known locally as the Black Castle. Thomas Pennant described it thus during his second tour of the Highlands in 1772. Of castles of a more modern date, this parish boasts only one, in the hollow of Moulin, of a square form, built with bad whinstone, cemented with hot lime, so strong as scarcely to be broken. 2 round towers yet remain, and a transverse wall. The vestige of the ditch is still to be traced. 20 years later, in the statistical account of 1793, the description of its remains were thus. It appears to be nearly a square, measuring 76 feet by 80, and had a round turret at each of its 4 corners. It stood within a small lake, which has now been drained. The vestiges of a causeway leading from the building to the nearest rising ground, a distance of 110 yards, are quite distinct. A part of the south wall, 50 feet in length, 25 in height and 5 in thickness, is still standing. Also some fragments of the north and west walls and most of the northwest turret. The stones of the wall are placed in regular horizontal rows, but not hewn, pinned with small flat stones and cemented with lime and sand. One side of a window or some such opening is to be seen in a part of the turret which remains. There is no appearance of an aperture of any kind in all of the rest of the wall. After another 50 years, in the statistical account of 1845, it was said, the description given in the former statistical account of the old ruin which stands in the neighbourhood of the village of Moulin corresponds very much with the state of the building as it is now. The only difference is that the area, which is considerable, has been planted with large trees, which, as they now conceal some portion of the ruin, from whatever situation viewed, the effect of the whole is in consequence not so imposingly venerable. Over 160 years have passed since, and the more recent of those have witnessed rapid deterioration. Now we are left with some parts of the rubble-built north and south walls, and the signs of only one round corner tower. In recent years, Moulin and Pitlochry History Circle coordinated funding and implemented a project to stabilise the building, to surround it with stop-proof fencing, and to provide some interpretation. It's well worth a visit. Thank you.